Hi, I'm Jim Snapp, Superintendent of Brownsburg Community School Corporation, and today we're going to talk about enrollment. It's one of the most frequent questions that I get as superintendent. Well, and we're standing in front of a timeline that is reflective of the start of Brownsburg Community School Corporation and our enrollment growth and all the neat and wonderful things that have happened in our school corporation. And so let's talk about growth. Brownsburg Community School Corporation is one of the top 5 fastest growing school corporations in the state of Indiana. It has been for the last 10 years. This year we grew about 325 students. Now that's really not our fastest growth. Our fastest growth in Brownsburg came in the early 2000s when we were growing about 400 students a year. So as rapid as this growth might seem to a lot of people, it's not the fastest Brownsburg has ever grown. We look at our enrollment constantly. We have a demographer who has studied our enrollment trends over the last 20 years and has really done a nice job of predicting where she thinks we will be based on birth rates, moving, and all those things and how they impact specifically Brownsburg Community School Corporation. And so we look at those impacts and then we respond to those impacts as far as planning, as far as when students get here, and as far as class sizes and all those things. So let's talk a little bit about that. The demographer predicts that we'll be at about 14,000 students, could be as early as 2035. And then that will level off in what she terms as calling aging in place. And so for many of you who have children in our schools now, as your children grow up and leave the home, that you love Brownsburg so much that you end up staying in Brownsburg, and that's great. And so our enrollment will probably begin to firm up about that point in time. So as we look at growth, a lot of people always worry about class sizes. This year, to accommodate 325 students, we added 27 new teaching positions. Those aren't replacements, those are new positions to accommodate our growth. We really pay particular attention to our class sizes because we know with our great teachers, even if we put too many students in a classroom, it makes our job more challenging for our teachers. And so we really look at, on average, in kindergarten through 2nd grade, 18 to 22 students, and in 3rd through 5th grade, 22 to 26 students, and then and 26 to 28 through middle school and high school. So let's talk about our long-term plan for our students. In Crossroads Elementary, our 8th elementary is being built on the corner of Northfield and Airport Road. If you go by Crossroads, it'll look very familiar to Lincoln and Reagan. In fact, it is the exact floor plan that we had at Lincoln Elementary School. And Crossroads is being built much like Reagan was, to take a companion or sister school in the future, which would be elementary number 9. We believe with our demographer, elementary number 9 is potential with 14,000 students. Those next year, after redistricting, 4 elementary schools will feed East Middle School, 4 elementary schools will feed West Middle School, and then they'll feed to the high school. Renovation that we completed there 3 years ago brings that capacity to handle that growth as we go further, but we also need to think about the future as larger class sizes of students at an entire grade come to the high school. One of the most frequently asked questions that I get deal with growth, but then also about what about the tax rate. We're really fortunate in Brownsburg. We've managed our resources well, and of 291 school corporations in the state of Indiana, Brownsburg Community School Corporation is the only one that's had a tax rate decrease for the past 11 years. No other school corporation in the state of Indiana can make that claim. And the good news is, for those of you who are local here in Brownsburg and pay property taxes, is as we look to accommodate that growth of 14,000 students, we don't expect to raise taxes at all. We believe that we can handle the growth that we have without any tax increase. In fact, we believe there'll be a slight decrease in the coming years as we move forward. Often asked about how do we work with the town of Brownsburg and growth, and can we tell them to stop building houses? First of all, we have a great relationship with the town of Brownsburg, and they do let us know when new neighborhoods are coming on. We don't weigh in on to turn down a neighborhood or accept a neighborhood. That's not our role as a school corporation. We do share with the town of Brownsburg the impact, and they do a number of things. For example, let's say to get a bus in there and those type of things. Please remember that the town of Brownsburg only approves the homes in the town of Brownsburg, but often the Hendricks County approves those outside the town limits. And so that's going to wrap up our time talking about enrollment. This may have generated some questions for you. This may have generated, I wish Jim would talk about these other topics. There might be something that you really want to answer on right now. So at the bottom of this, as you can see my email, feel free to email me, and also my personal cell number. If you have a question, feel free to please text me or call me. I'm happy to answer your questions. I would rather provide you with accurate information than some of the rumor mill that goes on out there in Brownsburg. So I look forward to hearing from you and look forward to our next episode. Thank you. Have a nice day.